Hey guys, how you doing? AD here, and I haven't seen you in so long. I'm finally doing a blog, and today is been kind of stressful because I've been working very hard on a project for a friend of mine for his birthday. Now he doesn't know this, and he won't see this vlog until it's done. But what I've been working on is a 3D print of a Fallout mini nuke. Now I made that on my 3D printer, and then I painted it, primed it, did all sorts of weathering and all that kind of stuff to it. And the really cool thing that I think that's going to finish it off is he's been waiting for this for a long time, as has a lot of people for their 3D prints. It takes forever to finish these things. But what's really cool is that I'm making him a handmade crate to hold the mini nuke, and I'm going to kind of show you some of that stuff today as I work on it. And it's almost finished now, but I kind of wanted to show you what I've been working on, and then he can see this vlog later on. So I had to make this vlog anyway, so you guys can come on along and enjoy. All right, guys, well, welcome to my super messy shop. Right now you can see, you guys probably have seen pictures on Facebook, but I'm painting the floor over here of my shop. But I'm using the other side right now while I'm waiting for some of those spots to dry. I'm using the other part of my shop to create this. Now this is the box on which the mini nuke is going to fit in. I've rough cut this out of lumber that I had, this rough cut lumber right here. I used all of this stuff, nice spalted maple. It was all rough cut, and I used my table saw, and I used my chop saw, and basically made this box. So let's see what we got here. So we've got some nice rope handles here to hold it by. And so this is supposed to be like a kind of an ammo box. And we're going to put the nuke inside here. And it's got a nice top right now that I'm working on. We'll show you that. All right, so this is the top right here. And it's gluing up one of the rails. And I'll show you how that fits in. This is a nice pine, all sanded up and ready to go, and I'll show you how that fits into the box. All right, so we have the pine box. I don't know how well you guys can see this, but I just glued this rail on here. Let's get rid of all that stuff. So it has two rails on here, and these rails fit inside the edge of the box. So, pow, and there we go, and it holds it in there nice. And there we go. So on the top here, I'm going to do a stencil on the top that says Vault 23 only. And 23 has to do with Walter's house. So and we'll just leave it at that. So yeah, it's going to say Vault 23 only on it. And I'm also going to write a short story as to what this means. So I came up with this story. That Walter was occupying his vault, and some raiders wanted to take him out, so they sent him a gift. And you know, it's kind of a prank gift. It says Vault 23. He opens it up, it's a mini nuke, and it goes off, and now the raiders have taken over Walter's vault. So hopefully Walter will be smart enough not to allow that to happen. So what we need to do next is basically we've got this so that it fits nice now. And it only really kind of goes in one way, which is what I wanted. So there we go. And I'm going to do the painting on the top. So we'll do a little video and show you guys how I'm doing that. All right. All right, so the idea is that I have all these little wooden letters, and I'm going to lay them out so that they say Vault. I'll show you this from overhead so you can see it. But I'm going to kind of do it in a haphazard. The letters aren't all the same size. They're kind of all different. So I'm going to kind of lay this out in a haphazard sort of manner. Because, you know, if it was like truly a kind of a bomb, then it would be, you know, it would just be kind of thrown together to kind of look official. So one of the problems I'm going to run into is that you can see that these two letters are actually just that, they're letters. It's E, Z. And I need numbers because I need this to say 23. So I'm going to use my sander and possibly a couple of a rat tail file to make these, curve these edges a little bit more, make them look more like numbers. And then I'm going to mask this all off. I'm going to lay these letters on there. I'm going to spray paint over the top of it so that it these letters will block out certain areas, and then I'll pull the letters away and it'll have the letters written there in inverse. So the next step is to fix the E and the Z so that they look more like 23. All right, gonna get a little loud and messy. Let's move this over here. So let's do the 3 first. Just look like a 3. All right, so the Z is being a little difficult, so I think we're going to hack this a little bit. So let me grab a saw or some other tool. What we're going to do is we got the, really to make this Z look like a 2, we need to kind of cut that edge off. So I'm just going to get nasty with it. Cut it off. Kids, don't use your pliers at home or your wire cutters at home to make letters into numbers, or do. So I think it's fun to use different tools for whatever needs to get done. So there we go. All right, so that's looking a little bit more curved. Got my rat tail file here to finish off my 3. Let me finish the Z and we'll do the 3. Kind of rhymes. All right, here we go. All right, looks like a 2 to me. That's an orbital sander, by the way, and I'm using 80 grit paper to really just take this off as quick as possible. Might have to fix that a little bit, I'm kind of stickler for those little edges. We'll do that. Let's get the 3 looking good. We're going to use a rat tail file, just curve these out a little bit. Now these letters are actually made out of plywood, so pretty resilient to sanding and whatnot. So it's pretty nice. They don't crack. If they were softer woods, I'd worry about it, but you just want to do a little rounding. You use the Adam Savage method of using a file, which is like this. Apparently it's easier to control. I don't know. Seems to be alright. Alright, so we've got a pretty good looking 3 there. Just going to put a little notch here in the back and we'll be good to go, which I need a flat file for. So let's get a flat file. Alright, here's a flat file. It's just a simple little thing. We're going to make a little dent right in the middle of it. Kind of got to line it up by eye. This is all hand stuff. We're not doing anything super critical here. Put a little notch in the back. Make it look more like a 3, right? All right. Add a little there. Now while this is ply, it's still pretty soft, so it's nice for this sort of thing, being able to customize my own letters and numbers here. So after a little bit of work, you can see I have a number 3. It looks like this part's a little longer here, so we're going to take that off with the power sander. Alright, and that certainly to me now looks like a number 3 and not an E. So you can see that. Close enough. Come on, focus. There we go. Focus. All right, number 3. Now we need number 2. I think the tail over here needs to be taken off just a little bit and that edge fixed. We'll do the flat file for the edge. Super simple. There we go. That looks better. And once more with the power sander. And there we go, folks. Put them in my hand. And there you can see they look much more like a 23. So I think we're ready to mask and begin our painting. I'm not gonna bother you guys with how long it's gonna take me to mask this, so I'm gonna mask it and then come right back. Cool. Should be worth noting that all good masking jobs require an awesome beer on a 85-degree day. So let's get to masking. Thank you, Left Hand Brewing, for some good juju. All right, guys, through the magic of the internet, there it is. It's masked. And now we just need to put down Vault. Sorry, I'm hitting the mic there. All my letters here. We're going to put down Vault 23 only. So we'll get all of our letters out. Make believe I can spell. There we go. So I think I'm going to put Vault and then 2, 3 up at the top. Hopefully you'll know this reference. And then only down here at the bottom. Alright, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to spread out the word only to make it look like it's, you know, very important. Alright, now we need to spray it. So let me go get some paint and I'll be right back. Have some beer and get some paint and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys are going to love this. Got some paint. So I'm going to use some black paint, and after I spray this, I'm going to peel this off, and then I'm going to paint in the letters with another color so the wood doesn't show through. But you're going to love this. So now I made this 3, right? Well, the 3 is actually supposed to be a 6. So I got to make another letter. Looks like I got to go get a G and figure out how I can make that into a 6. So you'd think I drank all this beer before I started. Anyways, it's Vault 26 we need, not Vault 23. So this is how my vlogs go. I just leave in what I do. So I gotta go make a 26. All right, I'll be back after I find the letter I need. All right, guys, with a bit of surgery, it looks like I'm going to be able to take a letter B and a J and make a 6 out of it. So sanding. Yeah, so let's do that. I'm going to take off the round part down here. Alright, keeps clicking on and off, but we are a little bit closer. It's a little bit more like a 6. So let's continue on. If this shuts off, I'll have to restart it. Alright, so we got a almost 6, almost there. I got to round out a little bit of this. See how close we are. Pretty good. Alright, so now the thing left to do is to go get some super glue and put it together. Alright guys, through the magic of fast drying super glue, we have our 6. Got to sand this edge a little bit. And then we're ready, finally. So I'm going to sand that, and then we'll get ready to go. It wasn't easy, but now we have a 2/6 And I like the fact that the two are different sizes from each other too, because that just lends to the kind of wackiness of the lettering. So I'm going to set these up, get rid of the 3, use that somewhere else, I'm sure. We'll set this up. Now, in order not to get this all over my camera, I'm going to shut this off and move away from this area to spray, and then I'll show you what it looks like as I'm taking the masking off, so we'll come right back. Alright guys, while the paint's still dry or wet, I'm sure it's hard for you to see. I'm using a little dart here. I'm going to take off these letters without disturbing where they are on the box top here. Magically, you can see that the lettering appears exactly like I wanted it. Now, if you don't do this until the paint dries, the masking won't work properly. So you want to get these off here while the paint is still a little wet. Now there's supposed to be some overspray here, so that's the point. It's supposed to look rough. All right. Now we got that. We're going to take the painter's tape off, and this is going to give us some nice crisp lines because the paint is still wet. There you go. Careful you don't get it on anything else. That's my main goal here. There we go. Alright, I'm going to throw this away. Get rid of that and you guys can see what it looks like. Here we go. Put this up, and there it is. Vault 26 only. Alright. Now, the next thing to do is to let this dry. I'm going to put it out in the sun, so we're going to take a break for a while, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to paint inside of this yellow so it looks like a warning. Yeah, alright, and then I'll show you how the box goes together. Cool, we'll see you then. Alright guys, I got some Galleria acrylic cadmium yellow. We're going to paint these letters in, and I'm going to put it on a time lapse so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me paint every single stinking one at a time. Alright guys, so now what we're going to do is I got to make it look a little used. So part of the lore was to have the raiders use this box to set their Nuka bottles on or whatever. So I'm going to do a process called tea staining, and that's where I use coffee or tea. Coffee, tea, or me, right? I use coffee or tea, which is kind of what I'm using here. I'm using a mixture of coffee and tea to put some rings on this wood to make it look like it's stained. So this is going to go good. It's going to go horribly wrong. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to dip the bottle in. I'm going to dip the bottle in and set it down real quick. I'm just going to leave it sit there for a second. Let's see what kind of ring we get. Not really anything great, right? So we'll put that over here for a second. Now this is just a weathering thing, so it doesn't matter if it's perfect. So let's try to make the rest of the bottle out of this. So we'll put that in there. Put this right around the perfect ring. A chance to kind of stain. There we go. All right. So you can kind of see what that's going to look like. It's a little, looks like somebody left their cup there. And it's got the lines to look like a Nuka bottle. So let me just take those lines and make sure that they're really prominent. So we'll spread this out a little bit. Walter will know exactly what this is when he sees it. So we're just going to leave the water on here and let it stain it exactly like it is. All right, I'm going to do that a couple of times. I want to make it look like a couple of bottles were on here. So let's do this again. Into the water. Over here. So the first one doesn't really always look all that great. So we'll just put that there. It doesn't look all that great. So let's do the big bottle, which this looks pretty cool when you do this. Make sure we're not dripping. There, kind of turn it in place, make sure it makes the full ring. That's what I want. There we go. Pull that off. Oh, perfect. All right, let's use a little bit of that. Make the rest of the Nuka bottle here. It knows exactly what was sitting on there. This is just kind of like, you know, a little bit of realism. This is called tea staining though. So it's essentially what we want it to look like is kind of like what it would look like if you stained your, you know, left something like a cup of something on there and stained. Now if it doesn't come out all that perfect, we can also use wine. I don't know if I have any or not, but nothing stains better. Good old wine. Put that right there. Let me see what we got. This seems to be working for a general effect, but I can see over here that it's already kind of disappeared. So we might want to enhance it a little bit. Let me go get something a little bit more steam. So we'll let that go ahead and dry. Tomorrow I'm going to put a clear on it. Let me show you what we're going to do with the rest of it. Oh, that's dry. All right, so you guys know that I have the bomb that I got to put in here. So this is the packing material that I'm using. So this will go in here as the nest, basically, to hold the bomb. And there'll be more on top of it. What I want to do is basically pull this stuff. It needs to be pulled apart. It's very messy, by the way. But the more it's pulled apart, the better it acts as a kind of buffer. So if I pull it apart, get it kind of like so. And then I'm going to make a little space because we have our nuke, and that goes right in there like that. All right, and then we have another 2 packages that go on top, and then that'll be how it's packaged. And I also have a little note that I'm going to put in here for the lore, but I think I'm going to like put that underneath it or something. So that he has to dig to find it. I don't know. And then there's a little label thing that goes on top. So let me get that and I'll show you what that looks like as well. Okay, so the whole idea is to do this whole thing in like layers, right? So he's going to get the case and it's going to have the top on it and he's going to open it up. And the first thing he's going to see is this. So this will be laying on top. Like, probably like that. And so so yeah, I just created this in Tinkercad out of a couple of bitmaps, and I thought it was pretty cool. And then I painted it using acrylics. So I'm going to put that in here. That's going to be on top of the packing stuff will be in here. I think I'll put the letter like stuck in the side, so that's another level of discovery, because I like the fact of having things to discover, right? So the first thing you'll see is the top, which is over there, and it's doing its thing. And then he'll see this on top of that. Hey, it's your birthday, ha ha ha. And then he'll take that off and see the bomb. And then he'll see the letter, and yeah, so that's it. So I think I'm going to not do any staining. I thought maybe I'd do a little staining of the box, but I think it's cool the way it is. It's supposed to be an ammo box, so you carry it with these handles on the sides. So it's supposed to be fragile, you know, don't carry it, deliver it nicely, set it down, run. And the whole idea is the letter, by the way, that I'm doing. You don't really make Fallout 4 props without having some sort of lore to tie it into the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write, in the game you pick up letters everywhere that are handwritten. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to handwrite that, a little short story tonight about the how raiders saw this guy building an amazing vault in his house, and hence the Vault 26. And they thought, hey, we should have that. We should wait till he finishes it, and then we should have it. So what the raiders decided to do was to send Walter a little present, and it was the form of a mini nuke that when he opened it would blow him up, of course, and then they would be able to take his vault. So that's going to be the lore, and I'm going to put that in a letter, and that's going to be in here on the side. So that's it. I think I'll wait and roll video again because this has got to be shipped out tomorrow. So yeah, so I'm going to put the rest of the packaging in here, though. You guys can watch me do that, I suppose. Sorry, the camera's bouncing all over. All I have is this stand, but this is the packaging stuff. It comes in a bag, and it's really messy. So we're gonna just pull apart. Oh, look at that! Doesn't that look cool? Just totally makes the whole thing. I had this idea. I thought, like, you know, it just totally makes it. Putting this stuff around. I mean, imagine if I was going to ship one of these things. This is what I'd ship it in. I mean, I'd ship it in a metal container or something, you know, but I think the whole idea here is, you know, simplicity and kind of that World War II kind of feel to it, but also, you know, it's Fallout. So it's like a cross of all that stuff together. Here we are, the final bag of messy stuff. And I got to totally go clean my whole house because this stuff is everywhere. So pull this apart, stick these things in here. It really doesn't work well unless you pull it apart. It's very compact. There's a lot more here than you think. I am going to fill this thing because I want it to be packed tight. And I want him to dig for it. I don't want him just to get his prize. That dig, man. So we'll stick the letter down in the side. This will compact down nicely. By the time he gets it, it'll be compressed really well. I'm going to put this right there like that. The top is quite heavy. I was thinking of like banding the top, but I don't know. All right, and the top is made to fit like right in here, so let's put the top on. All right, so my staining thing isn't coming out the way that I wanted to. Like I said, it's kind of a crapshoot, right? I might paint though. I think I'm gonna paint it. But there we go. That's it. And it sits right down, seals down on there. Be nice. I'm going to box this up for tomorrow. And his birthday's on Friday. We won't be cutting this vlog until the following Monday because he can't see it. I don't want to give it away or anything like that. So that's it. I think I'll pick it up with you guys tomorrow when I'm shipping it. And we'll do a little video from the road, and that'll be it. I hope you guys enjoyed this little thing. that I did. This is for my friend Walter. He's a photographer. You need to check him out. His website is artofabandonment.com. He's pretty well known down in the South. He's a good friend of mine. He kind of got me into photography. He got me into Fallout. So this is kind of a fun thing to do for him. So yeah, I might finish staining the top and making it all look the same, or I think what I can do is paint in this now. There we go. Tomorrow, we'll package it up and we'll send it off. Woohoo for new socks! Who doesn't like new socks? New socks. All right, guys, brand new day, and got the letter done. That's the letter you can see here, if you want to read it real quick. Basically, it says, I saw the sole survivor today up on the mountain at his old home at 26 Country Lane. I hid in the bushes and watched him unload a trailer full of gear. Rumor in the Commonwealth is that he's building a vault under his old home. Well, that ain't gonna fly around these parts, man. I don't care what the boss says. I'm taking that vault. Ain't no ghoul, super mutant, or BOS man, that stands for Brotherhood of Steel, gonna stop me. I'm sending him a little gift. I'm sure he'll get a bang out of it. Then it says, and when he does, me and the girls are going to have ourselves a new vault with all the fixins. See you in hell, Rust. And so that's the lore part of it. That tells a little story about what's going on here. And then we've got, ta-da! I think it came out really well. I hope he digs it. And now what we have to do is take that and put it in that. That is going in that. Perspective. It's actually, this is perspective. So it's that big, and it's going in a box that's that big. So I know it looks like it's, see, look at it from over here. See, it'll fit. So don't worry. We're gonna put that in there, and then it's off to the UPS store to get this baby shipped, so Walter can have his birthday gift before he goes on his cruise. Lucky devil. All right, next stop, UPS. All right, guys, looks like we made it here to the UPS store, so I got to go inside and get this thing sent out. Walter, I sure hope you appreciate all this. You've been a good friend to me for many years, and this is just a little thank you for that, and appreciate your friendship, man. So hope you enjoy it, and I think what I'm going to do is end this vlog here, and maybe we'll see what Walter's reaction is when he sends it to me. Not sure, but anyways, I appreciate you guys coming along and enjoying this little vlog that I did here. And you can catch me over on Patreon at patreon.com/The Explorographer, or on my YouTube channel, or, you know, Google The Explorographer. You can find me pretty much anywhere. But follow my vlogs. I hope to be doing more of these, and yeah, just having fun with it. So, all right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Just wanted to say much love to my Horseheads, I know this sounds weird, Horseheads New York UPS store, who shipped my box for me. And Walter, if there's ever any question that I don't love you, man, just you can look at my bill for shipping. So yeah, so you should get that on Saturday. So enjoy, dude. Thanks, UPS. See you guys in the next one.